Here's Wendy.
Hi. Welcome. Yeah. So good. Yeah. We're here. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you're joining us today. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Looking fantastic. Oh, I couldn't wait to get here today and talk with you. How you doing? Better now that we're together. Clooney put a ring on it? Huh? I don't know. We'll talk. TLC's former manager is suing for $40 million. And Selena Gomez is cleaning house. Plus so many stories. Let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. Have a seat, you guys. I want to shout out to everybody that I saw on Saturday in Indiana. I spoke at a big women's empowerment event, and it was wonderful. So I had a great time with that, and then I spent Sunday in the house. The big story over the weekend, though, in our house was that LA Clippers owner and his racist rant. It is shocking and outrageous, but we're going to cover it today during the Inside Scoop, okay? All right, so. And then the other story that was huge in my head, that George Clooney's getting married. Well, because he constantly says he would never get married and he doesn't want kids. I mean, he was married many, many lifetimes ago to an actress named Talia Balsam, but that's them. But he reportedly proposed at 52 years old to his 36-year-old girlfriend, Amal. Well, you know, she is not as pretty as his others, but she's certainly smart. That wasn't a read, sir. But she certainly is smarter than the others. She speaks 3 languages. She's some sort of fabulous attorney over in England. And they've only been dating for about 6 months, right? I know. So what do you think made him propose to her? He's smart? Or, yes, Stacy Keibler. That's exactly what I said, yes. I think that Keibler might be the one that got away, and I think that perhaps George is upset that she moved on to the next guy so quickly, you know, and then got pregnant, and now she's married, you know, and he probably, that might be the one that was really tugging at his heartstrings. As a matter of fact, it might have been that she broke up with him as opposed to him breaking up with her. Because we always just assume that George Clooney breaks up with people. But how much you want to bet it was Keibler who broke up with him? And part of their argument could have been that he wasn't willing to get engaged to Stacy, maybe, you know, maybe she realized that, you know, I love you enough, let's get married, why don't we have children? Oh, wait, I'm barking up the wrong tree? Okay, George, then I'm breaking up with you, you know? But kind of kills it for these lifetime bachelors everywhere, though, when George Clooney gets engaged, Simon Cowell has a baby, right? All of a sudden, being a playboy looks kind of corny. You know what I mean? Like Leonardo DiCaprio, I think that you'll probably be next. Because all of a sudden, well, Leo's like 40 years old, so he's old enough to know what he wants, you know. And George, hold on. George is 32, and normally I would say, after knowing somebody for 6 months, 52, I'm sorry, 52. You know, after knowing somebody for only 6 months, that is not what a marriage makes. However, maybe he'll upgrade her wardrobe. I'm saying she is dating George Clooney, but she's smart in her own right. Whatever conversations that they have are probably all about, you know, going to Washington. You know, he does a lot of, you know, Washington lobbying and things like that. And he's 52 years old. At 52, you kind of know what you want. You don't need to date somebody for 6 years to decide whether you want to marry or not. If I were Keibler, though, I'd be a little pissed. just a little. I mean, even though she's got a new husband and she's got a baby on the way, secretly in my mind, I'd be like, damn, I could have been Mrs. Clooney? Are you serious? And George is worth $100 million. Her new husband is worth $10 million. So that's nice. You know, I'm sure she lives luxuriously. And, you know, that acting Hollywood thing really isn't working out too well for her. I mean, you know, she had that supermarket show on Lifetime. Look, I'm not calling people out. I'm just calling it the way it's been proven, all right? She was on that show. Nobody watched. Anyway, so last night, first of all, Flo is in town. So I'm very, you know who Flo, you too? Okay. Flo is in town, and you know how when Flo is in town, you get very, very emotional. So last night, I spent a lot of time crying on the telephone. No, everything is fine. It's just that I get emotional during that time of the month, okay? And then you know how, and I'd cooked dinner first. I made barbecue chicken and succotash. I love succotash. By the way, what is the difference between a lima bean and a butter bean? Because we grew up calling them butter beans, and they always were a lot bigger. Like lima beans are so, anyway, enough about that. So I cooked dinner, I cleaned the kitchen, I got on the phone, I, you know, was all emotional. And you know how after you have a good cry, all you wanna do is go to sleep? And not even wipe your tears, like literally you're still going on your pillow. By the time I got off the phone, all I did was go to sleep. I missed all TV last night. Part 2 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion was on. I missed it. Thank God they taped it for me and I was able to watch this morning in hair and makeup. And so, Nene and Cynthia ended their longtime friendship. Take a look and then we're gonna talk, because a lot of people in my mind need to be fired.
Say, okay, I have no feelings for Nene anymore. Again, I love her and I wish the best for her and I still support her and everything that she does, and she can roll her eyes and look crazy, you know, whatever she wants to do. But that's just how I feel.
Clearly, there's a big void in your life without her. You spoke 10 times a day.
I mean, I miss Nene, but I'll be okay. Unfortunately, sometimes you just come to the end of the road with people.
Okay, I'm to the end of the road with Cynthia. I love her, but she does need to go. I'm to the end of the road with Portia. She needs to go. Who else needs to be fired? Oh, Candy. Candy, I'm sorry. Yeah, but you too, Candy. You'll be okay, though. Phaedra needed to have been fired. And now, might I say, Nene needs to go. I understand that she's the highest paid housewife and all that other kind of stuff, but in the course of Nene, you know, being on this show, and I know she's the only original housewife left, but, you know, she stayed so long that she went from being likable and lovable and comical to being mean, jealous, vindictive, childish, just childish, bitter, all that. Nene needs to go. And you know what? And they made a good point in hair and makeup, or somebody, that Nene loses all the friends that she's made on the show. You know, and now granted, you know, maybe Sheree wasn't a nice person. I don't even remember back that far, but remember Nene and Sheree were friends? Nene and Kim Zolciak, I know. Kim fit Nene's life better when Kim was opening her legs to married men. And like a tortured soul, you know, Kim Zolciak, she's gotten her life together for all intents and purposes. You know, she finally found a good man, you know, who wasn't married, and they have all those kids, and then she's got good snapback. Zolciak looks good, and I think that Nene only wants to be friends with people who she views as beneath her, including people like Marlo. And by the way, somebody at Bravo, give Marla a peach and make her part of the cast. I mean, I don't know what Marlo does for a living. The word on the streets is sketchiness. But we need somebody new on the show who will make us not miss Nene and the rest of them when they go. And I think that Marlo is a perfect, we've met her enough to know that we need more of her shade and her stunt queendom or whatever she does. Oh, Brandy came to our show. She had this dress on too. It's like a $3,000 dress. Ooh. Yeah. How'd you pay for that dress, Marlo? Give that girl a peach and let's roll. And by the way, I was reading online that they are shopping a show, they're shooting it right now, called Real Moms of Atlanta. And in the show, it's supposed to be Candy's super sexy mom who lost 30 pounds, right? But nobody cares about seeing you on your own show, Mom. And I like Tiny's mom also. Tiny's mom, Diane, will be featured on the show. See, do you care about a Moms of Atlanta show? Can you all go sit down, please? Chili was here last week. I guess she couldn't talk about that. Their old manager, Pebbles, is suing. Well, Pebbles is filing a lawsuit, not against the T or the L or the C. She's going for the big money. She's suing Viacom, who owns VH1, the network that showed the TLC movie, where Pebbles was depicted as being a greedy manager who took advantage of TLC. Pebbles, that was your image long before TLC. Girl, now you know. You know what image you had out there, and you know some of the legendary stories, or I do. Anyway, so Pebbles came on our show, and she defended herself after the movie showed on TV. So here she is. Watch her talk.
The supposed true story is not true, and VH1 will be hearing from me. I would like to be okay with everyone here, but it's not okay. No, sir.
Is anything about the movie true?
I wore Chanel bags, yes.
You wore Chanel bags? Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I love a mean, pretty woman. You know, I just love myself a mean, pretty woman. And Pebbles, I know you came on the show to defend yourself, but that was your reputation long before the movie. But good luck suing them for $40 million. As best I can figure, she'll probably get at least she'll get something, and she'll get it quick. Because once Love and Hip Hop starts to air, and that show is going in a whole nother dangerous direction. Like somebody's about to get hurt real bad on reality TV. No laughter, no laughter. It seems as though all of these shows, you have to do one better than the last show. So Mimi made the sex tape, and Jocelyn and Stevie are there. So now what's Ray J gonna do, Love and Hip Hop in LA? And all these shows play on VH1. So Pebbles will get something just so that this goes away, because it's eminent that lawsuits will be one after the other very shortly to Mona, the producer of Love and Hip Hop, VH1, and all that mess. It's a mess, it is. Selena Gomez is cleaning out her inner circle, and she's starting with Kendall and Kylie Jenner. Well, there they all are looking cool at Coachella. This little young one is starting to grow into her looks. You know, I didn't even recognize her at first, you know. Anyway, so there's Selena. Reportedly, she had this epiphany after spending time with them at Coachella, surrounded by booze and drugs. She didn't indicate that the girls were doing booze and drugs, but I mean, you can assume what you want. She wants to cut out all the toxic people in her life. Well, I think that's great. She's 21 years old. Quite frankly, I don't even understand why a 21-year-old woman is hanging out with a 16-year-old child and an 18-year-old girl. She's going to church every day. I don't know whether she's gonna clear out from Justin Bieber or not, but I guess one of the ways that you do make big changes in your life is you do start to clean out your... When I was 16, any 21-year-old, first of all, that was way over my head, 21, whether it's a girl or a guy. And even when I was 18, what am I hanging out with a 21-year-old for? 18, you're in college, the 21-year-old might be a senior in college about to graduate. As a matter of fact, when I was younger, older people that wanted to hang out with me, I would look at as losers. Like, why do you want to hang out with me? I'm 16. I just got working papers, but I don't have a job. I can't go, yeah, Selena, it's probably best that you stick with friends your own age. And I'm not talking about Orlando Bloom. Well, look, there they are. First of all, look at his muscle control. He looks like he's sitting in a clear chair, but he's probably about to get up and pounce on the paparazzi. Why are they sitting on the curb? There's a perfectly good white wall behind them where they can lean on it. Why do they have to sit on the curb like that? And what is a 38-year-old divorcee, father of one, doing hanging out with a 21-year-old? There's more scandal for Columbus Short. You heard? They're not renewing his contract. He won't be back next season. Well, I called it as soon as we did this story. I knew that, the higher-ups at the show would fire him. They don't need, there's some shows that are shrouded in scandal outside the show, like Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, we know as much about his personal life as we do about his movie and TV life. And there are shows that, very few of them, where we know nothing about anybody, in their personal life, but we love the show, and the show is sustainable on TV without the controversy. We don't know about Bellamy Young, except she's a lovely girl, she came here. We don't know anything about Kerry Washington, other than that she's been pregnant for a long time, right? And she's married to a football player, or former football player. We don't know about Goldwyn, except that he's a Metro Goldwyn mayor. Yeah, he's long money. Anyway, but this Columbus Short, he's like ruined it for the whole cast, so of course you're gonna fire him. You want a scandal-free show. It was reported that his on again, off again legal dramas with his estranged wife, Tani, are what got him kicked off the show. As well they should have. Who plays a game of truth or truth with a knife? I told you the story last week, allegedly. All right, come here, I'm gonna tell it to you again. Because it's sick, but it's also very, very funny. Okay, so I don't know whether their 2-year-old was in the house or not. All I know is that allegedly he was in the house with his wife, and he said, he was walking around with a bottle of wine. So I guess he was drinking. And then he grabbed a knife. You all are gonna learn to stop leaving your knives in the butcher block. All right, they're too accessible. Like I'm a paranoid person. I've never had one of those butcher blocks with the knives where somebody can break in your back door and just grab it and commence the stabbing. Anyway, so, well, I'm just saying. I put my knives in the drawer. And furthermore, in the drawer in knife slit holders. Like the good ones that you get in Williams-Sonoma, yes. And it's not a lot of work if you don't want to be stabbed in the middle of the night. And then Brendan says that he keeps a bat under you all's bed, Suzanne. But I can do one better than that. Morel, the makeup artist, keeps hammers hidden around his house. Because a hammer's a two-sided weapon. You can claw at the person, and I was like, that's brilliant.
Great idea,
Hammers.
great idea.
Anyway, look. So then these two start playing this game of truth or truth. Well, he's playing. He said, let's play a game of truth or truth. I'm gonna, allegedly, I'm gonna name guys, and you're gonna tell me whether you've slept with them or not. And he's like, allegedly, and don't worry, I'm not gonna cut you, but I will just puncture your leg. What kind of crazy is Columbus Short? This is all alleged. However, it was heavy enough for him to lose his job. And now, with the record that he has, he had a bar fight like 2 months ago. He did this to this girl, his wife, allegedly. And he allegedly had an affair with Britney Spears, and that broke up his first marriage. So I don't see this guy ever working again in Hollywood because nobody wants all this trouble around them. Well, you know what, Columbus Short, good talent, gone to waste. Sorry to hear about it. So today is a very big day here at Wendy. I'm very excited. We're kicking off our Hot Tropics giveaway. I know. During the month of May, we're giving away trips to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Take a look at this fabulous package you could win. Wendy's Hot Tropics giveaway is your chance to win a tropical vacation to the U.S. Virgin Islands. These spectacular Caribbean islands are known for their crystal blue waters, white sandy beaches, and relaxing vibe. This week's trip includes round-trip airfare for two and an 8-day, 7-night stay at the Carambola Beach Resort and Spa in beautiful St. Croix. You can choose to do everything from an exciting eco tour, world-class scuba diving, championship golf, or a sunset sail. Win your ticket to paradise by entering Wendy's Hot Tropics giveaway. See? So, starting today, make sure that you watch our show today and every day. Look for the word of the day. It'll pop up somewhere along the bottom of the screen during the show. Then you log on to wendyshow.com to enter the word for your chance to win an 8-day, 7-night trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Good luck.